Hello and welcome back to Strice SMP Season 3, and we are back in the factory we built last episode, and this is my industrial district slash factory, as I told you. And since last episode I've made a couple new machines, like this one back here. So I did originally have a sheep farm back here, but I actually upgraded it, so it's 4 sheep farms now. I didn't need that much wool, but as you can see, over time it has been cooking away. And over here I've been adding like loads of copper. It's just copper madness, right? Copper pipes over here, so we got the copper pipes. And then this was the copper platform. I did actually build this last episode, and then here's the noisy fan. From the outside it is, oh, there we go, now it's working. Okay, so, yeah, so I've got the fan up here. And then down here, I actually did make another thing, so these just look like loads of copper pipes, but it also looks like an engine kind of thing, so I made like an engine style thing. And then here is a chest minecart. If I put loads of things in, so let's say like tons of pumpkin pie, you can see it's going down really fast. What this is doing is, if I can get it, is it's deleting items into a lava cauldron, and that's burning it, which is essentially just deleting the items out of existence. So there we go. I've got a really bulk way of deleting loads of tons and tons of items that I don't need. Should really help the chest monster out a lot. I like making these item deleters. And also, you may notice in the bottom left, I've got a little cat. This is actually a totem, so there's a resource pack called Totem Pets. I'm going to link the resource pack down in the description because I really like it. And it looks like my cat Piper's in the corner of my screen. And I also sometimes have a pig on my head, which I'm known to have. But at the moment, I like the cat on my shoulder. And when I go in F5, you can see the cat's in my shoulder there. Just sits there, which is quite nice. So yeah, this episode I want to focus on absolutely finishing this factory. As you can see, I haven't done the backs or the river here. So I need to fill the river in, finish the back. But before we do that, I want to build these farms. So last episode I proposed that we would build a kelp farm and a moss farm here. So I've already got the farms laid out, and we can literally just start building them now. So let's go. So here we have 2 new farms. So let's start with the kelp farm first. This is actually a bigger farm to this, but it's actually less complex and more easy to understand what's going on. The kelp farms are actually quite similar to sugarcane, where if it grows to the eyes of the observer here, this frowny face here, when it gets to this frowny face, it makes the pistons extend and cuts basically the line of kelp and up into this hopper, into this smoker, and then into the crafter. Kelp gets put in there, and dried kelp comes out. This gets put into the crafter down here. Here we go. Got some dried kelp as an example. So I need 9 more, and then it can make a dried kelp block. And if you're wondering what this looks like, this is a dried kelp block. I don't know if anyone knows these exist in Minecraft, but they're actually a good fuel source if you didn't know. And then sometimes I can reuse these dried kelp blocks and to put into the fuel of the smoker itself. But at the moment I'm just using regular blocks of coal because it's just faster. And yeah, that's basically the kelp farm. Here we have the moss farm. but as you can see, it's like pushing it. So I need to refill it with bone meal, which is this dropper here, I think. It's quite loud, but as you can see, it's getting a bit more laggy now, so I know it's working. It's too fast to understand what's going on, but I think there's a cobblestone generator that's generating stone for the moss to grow on. That's making the pistons push it. I'm going to turn it off before it gets too laggy. Going through to here, ending up at these chests where I've got a collection system filtering only moss blocks and moss carpet here. Then it goes down here and it gets sent back into the system, turning it back into bone meal. As you can see, it's turning moss carpet into bone meal, and then this bone meal gets put back in the droppers, recycling, like, the going round again. And then here is another thing. These pistons here switch. As you can see, it just did it there. So the water stream switches now and again. So the water stream either goes this way into the collection system where I can get moss carpet and moss blocks, or it will just go straight into here and filter straight back into bone meal. So it'll be evenly split into getting enough bone meal efficiently for the farm to run, and me also getting moss blocks and moss carpet. So yeah, I'm happy with these two farms. So I've got moss and kelp going, which are another two things that the factory is producing, which I'm very happy with because I've needed a lot of moss in the past for my custom biome back at the main base, and this should help a lot. Let's carry on with the build. So I want to carry on making this whole, like, I want to finish the whole entire factory today, basically. So as you can see, I've finished, like, basically the front. But then I also want to do this river. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do, like, the river first, and then do the custom biome around it. So I'd like to build, like, as you can see over here, I want to copy this kind of, like, texture over this side, covering all this ugly, like, path blocks, because in the past I was just putting path blocks everywhere because I wanted to spawn proof it so the iron golem farm is more efficient. But in the end, I kind of over spawn proofed it a bit too much. I didn't really need this many pathway blocks all over the place, so I'm literally just going to build the custom biome over it, and then I'm going to build the factory on top of it, including the custom river, because of course this factory is industrial and pollutive, of course, very pollutive. It's turning the whole entire river green. So yeah, let's get started on that. Let's build some more brutalist factory. Let's go. And we have completed the whole entire factory. Yep, that's right. This area is basically done. So I have finally finished my industrial district / factory. So cue the factory tour. Let's get started on the outside, where this is one of my most favorite builds. This is a design not by me, but someone else, and I am going to link it in the description because it's a really cool truck build on Planet Minecraft. And also, yeah, it fits in quite well with the area. It is collecting the moss from the moss farm, which is just in here. So if we head on inside, we have these doors for, like, where trucks come to unload or inload the materials. So as you can see, this one's like, imagine it's collecting the moss from the moss farm and it's putting it in the truck, and then it would drive off this way and you can see there's like tire marks. So imagine there's like a truck that's come in. It's been driving over the mud, it's got muddy tires, and it's leaving a mark where it's driven in. And yeah, you can definitely see where the trucks have been driving, which is nice. So yeah, it fits in quite well with the area. I'm really happy with how this factory turned out. So now let's get on with the interior. So I haven't worked too much on the interior, but as you can see, I've decorated a little bit. So this is the inside. The moss farm is right there, and the kelp farm's right there. And yeah, this is really nice. I have a door here as well, if I want to just go out this way and get water. I've been just using this door to get water at the moment. But anyways, yeah, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. A lot of you might be wondering, why is there a hole in the roof? Now, this has been here for quite a while. It's been a hole in the roof, and this is because of the iron farm and the resin farm. I want them to increase the rates, and also it lets light through and it can fly in. Why have I decorated my industrial district? Now, this is my industrial district. It's not just a random factory, because it is about 2,000 blocks away, so it is quite far away, as you can tell. So why have I decorated it? Well, I just wanted to, and also I wanted to practice brutalism, and also I wanted to keep it far away from my main base, which is where my mossy custom biome is. And the third question is it complete for this season? Now, I'm going to do this for my main base at the very end of the season, but this is not my main base, this is my industrial district. So I'd say, yep, it's pretty done. I think I could like add some more buildings maybe, or something around here if I wanted to. Maybe another truck here driving along the bridge over the ravine. I don't think I mentioned this, but there is actually a bridge here, which does look cool. I was going to cover up this ravine originally, but I really liked this waterfall. It's just like a natural waterfall coming from the sea, and I don't really want to cover that up, so I just kept it there. And also, yeah, I think this base is quite complete, and I say quite because I could add more farms. There's a lot more room for more farms and more buildings on the outside, so if there wasn't enough farms in here, that's when I would want to build another factory building out here, like another unit. With more farms, if there wasn't enough space for farms in here already. But there is a lot more space. So there's this tiny gap here where I just have all my junk. And then there's this space here. There's this space back here, actually. There's this little place where I've clipped all these mob heads for some reason. Yeah, there's this area, I guess. So yeah, there's a lot of air gaps, especially there's a lot of roof space here we could make use of, up there as well. So I'm gonna be also doing some interior work off camera, but I'll do that more when the next drop has come out, the copper age, because I want to use a load of the new copper blocks and things like that. So yeah, I would say this base is complete, and next episode I will be going back to the main base, and I have some big plans for the main base I would like to share with you guys. I want to start planning a new mini game. That's right, I'm going to be building a mini game myself. Hello phantoms. Okay, I'm going inside. This is the best thing. I don't think the phantoms can get in here. Let's see. Although there is this giant hole in the roof. Another good reason for this hole in the roof, I can fly in and fly out. And also, from the front, you don't really see the hole in the roof, so that's cool. And yeah, I don't think I could fill anything here anyways. And I also wanted to implement how you can see the iron farm and the resin farm still from the bird's eye view of the factory, because I want it to still... Okay. Well, anyways, I wanted to see these farms from the top of the factory, because I still want it to look like an industrial district, as well as a factory. Because this is, of course, my industrial district, 2,000 blocks away from spawn. I can't believe I've done this. Why have I built a factory 2,000 blocks away from spawn? And it looks so good as well. I wish people would come and see this. But anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. It's going to be a shorter episode today because I want to get work on the next episode straight away, which is going to be a big one. Goodbye.